Hi, students, and welcome to today's IELTS class, first class of this week. My name is Adrian, and I am streaming to you live from beautiful Budapest here in Central Europe. I hope everybody has had a great start to their week. Today we are looking at IELTS speaking section, specifically focusing on part 1. Hi Zilia, hi Chung Min Yun, hi Sagar Nupain. Good to see students coming into class on time. Satisfying times. I did get your email, so I will respond to it as soon as I have a chance. Students, our materials, our lessons, our strategies come from our premium online IELTS package. To get the best, check us out at aehelp.com for the academic version of the exam, and for general, check us out at gieltshelp.com. That's general IELTShelp.com. Hi Alexander, good to see you in class, one of our members. Our websites, they look like this, ladies and gentlemen. This is our academic website here with the blue background. You can click that big red button to join our premium package. And for the general, it's a green background. Click that big red button to get our 6 practice exams, fully interactive course, and over 100 hours of video lessons with proven strategies to help increase band scores. Students, we just released a new speaking interview video with a candidate from India named Prisha, specifically from Rajasthan, the province of. Check it out if you haven't seen it. She does a great job, Band 8. It is, of course, a mock speaking interview, but nonetheless, it's exactly what you need to do in your official test to get that score. So make sure to check it out. Yes, Pachu, I have seen your lengthy comment. Thank you for that detailed feedback on the video. So if you've seen it, fantastic. Good for you. Watch it a couple times. Do some repetition. Use the subtitles for Dovs. Awesome. All right. So, students, if you have questions, comments, concerns, you can send me an email. My email address is adrian@aehelp.com, so you can contact me there. This is our schedule for this week. Today we have speaking part 1. Everybody can chat. Tomorrow we will have a members chat task 1. It might be some pie charts. I got a couple requests for some pie charts. Then we'll do listening. On Friday, some reading for our members, and some more listening. We'll finish listening section 3 and 4. And this week we'll have a members Q&A session and finish up the week with some part 2 speaking on Saturday. Let's get into today's lesson without further ado. I know you're excited. Hi Kartik, hi Manish Raj, hi Tanfat Nguyen, Kartik, Joshi, good to see you. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce everybody's names correctly. It's quite an international crowd, but I try, I do my best. Speaking class, you have to speak. Students, don't just listen to me, you need to speak, okay? Speak and repeat. Questions and answers, okay? So repeat questions and answers as you hear them. All right, very importantly, answer, explain, example. This should be your mantra when you're preparing for the speaking section of the exam. So when you're thinking speaking, you should think answer the question, use the grammar of the question, use the question, give a clear explanation of your ideas, and often slip that example in there to make it clear and visible. Okay, that is what you need to focus on. That's what you need to do. If you're nervous about your exam, that's okay. Just don't be freaked out, okay? A little bit of nervousness is okay, but don't panic. Panic is the enemy. You panic, you lose, okay? Be confident, all right? Believe in yourself. It's very, very important. All right, let's warm up our speaking muscles a little bit. You go to your exam, make sure to go 30 to 40 minutes early. Make sure you're speaking English at least 1 to 2 hours before your speaking exam, okay? One of the worst ideas, and I'm going to write this down just to remind everybody, one of the worst ideas that you can have or that you can do is to walk into the speaking exam and use your own language until you go through that door. That's a really bad idea. So really bad idea to speak another language before or right before you walk into your speaking interview. I don't mean to be super exaggerating or anything, but I don't think I am. It's a really, really, really bad idea, okay? You need to speak, you need to use English only for an hour at least before your speaking interview. I have had many students where I'm doing the speaking interview and they start at a band 5, and then by the time they get to the last 2 questions, they're band 7. It's because it took them about 10 minutes to warm up. Guess what? I can only give you a band 5.5, maybe a band 6. I can't give you the band for your last 2 answers, okay? I'm marking you for the whole 12 minutes, not just the last 2 minutes. So keep that in mind, okay? All right. Nene Star has a good question. I'll address that before we start warming up. Nene is asking, is a beautiful appearance important? That's a good question, Nene. I'll answer that before we start practicing a little bit. So the question Nene is asking is, should I look good for my speaking interview? The answer is yes. Why? Why is it important to look good for your speaking interview? Anybody answer that for me or help Nene Star with that one? So why should I be dressed at least semi-formal like what I'm wearing right now? So if you're a man, a shirt with a collar. If you're a woman, maybe a nice dress or a woman's suit or something like that. So why is it a good idea to be in comfortable, presentable clothes for the IELTS exam? Nithu MV, very first answer and a very good answer. Yeah. Zilia, you should smile as well. Yeah. So Nithu says, because you'll feel confident. Absolutely. When people dress well, they tend to feel more confident. Another good question was, should I smile? Yeah, you should smile. Smile also helps you to be confident and calm, okay? If you look like this, like a deer caught in the headlights of a car, the examiner will already feel that you're probably in trouble. So yeah, try to force a smile, okay? So yes, smile. Okay, that will help you to relax and feel confident. Okay, students, let's get into it a little bit. All right. Here we go. You walk into the room. You're dressed comfortably. You're dressed well. You remembered to go to the bathroom before you walked in. It's terrible to have to go to the bathroom during your interview when you're nervous. You're focused, you visualize your examiner as your grandfather or your grandmother, you remember to speak loud, clear, full sentences, explain clearly, they don't know what you know, okay? And of course they will start with, may I see your identification, please? Okay, that will be the first question. Now, make sure to bring the same identification that you used to register, okay? So make sure to bring that same ID because they're going to match your ID with the same ID that you used on your registration. So if you used your national ID or your driver's license on your registration, bring that to the exam. If you used your passport, bring that to the exam. They match the ID you give them with the ID you used to register. Keep that in mind. Okay? All right. And I have some good answers coming. Mavis Makaha says, here you are. No question mark, Mavis. Cigar says, yes, sure, here it is. Please have a look. Pachu says, yes, sure, here you are. Okay, again, practice saying them like I'm saying them, naturally, confidently, okay? So, yes, sure, here you are. Yes, please have a look, according to Ropinder Kaur. That works. Zilia Rubov says, certainly, here it is. You may check it. You may check it. Zilia's a bit awkward because that's exactly what they're going to do. All right. Okay. Yeah, so lots of ways to answer. Yes, certainly. Here you are. Please take a look. Okay. Again, nice and comfortable, confident, natural. Repeat after me. Yes, certainly. Here you are. Please have a look. Okay, practice saying that different ways. Then they will ask your full name. Give the same name that's on your ID, okay? Please don't confuse your examiner. Okay, and your nickname, especially if you have a difficult name and you have a nickname, definitely give your nickname because that's often the question they'll ask you right after is, what should I call you? So you might as well include that, okay? So they'll take your ID, they'll look at you, they'll look at the ID, and then they'll be like, what's your full name? And Lovepreet Singh says, my full name is Lovepreet Singh Bular. Please just call me by my nickname, Love. That's great. What a nickname. All right. Satisfying Time says, my full name is Chabi Khalil. Please call me by my nickname, Lilo. Okay, perfect. Satisfying Times. That's good. I know your name. Roshni Kunte says, my given name is Roshni and last name is Kunte. Please call me by my first name, Roshni. That works well. Okay, so lots of different ways to introduce yourself. It's good. Okay, so my full name is Alexander Nemov. Please just call me Alex. Okay. Then the examiner will say, all right, for part one, Alex, I will ask you a couple questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Where do you live? Okay, give me a nice answer for that one, students. Where do you live? You see some other good answers for that first question about your name, which is good. Again, students, remember to speak. Speak, speak, speak. So nice and loud, okay? Repeat. Okay. Danish says, I live in New Delhi, which is the capital of India. It is a metropolitan city where nearly 28 million people live. Danish, notice my corrections, okay? Monica says, I live in Boda, which lies in the northern part of Kathmandu, Nepal. Monica, probably quite a beautiful region of the world, I imagine. Hellshot Zero says, I live in a small town called Karna, just north of here, 2 hours by car. Hellshot, give me a little bit more, okay? Donald Tran says, I live in Da Nang, a city in the middle of Vietnam. That works, Donald. All right. Henglei Jung says, I live in Phnom Penh, which is the capital of Cambodia, located in Southeast Asia. Okay, that works. All right. Chintan Chaudhary says, I belong to Ahmedabad, which is the commercial capital of Gujarat. It is also known as the city of festivals. That's a really nice answer. Okay. Ferdovs Nabiev says, I live in St. Petersburg, Russia. St. Petersburg is the coastal city situated next to the Baltic Sea. Ferdovs, very good. Okay, works really well. All right, I live in Victoria, British Columbia, which is one of the most western cities of Canada, situated on the southern tip of beautiful Vancouver Island. All right. So, that's my answer. That's where I live. That's my hometown. Repeat after me. So again, you want to have some good answers for this. Where do you live? I live in Victoria, British Columbia, which is one of the most western cities of Canada, situated on the southern tip of beautiful Vancouver Island. Students, this is a good chance for this question to get in an adjective clause. Okay? I strongly recommend you do that for this question. If you have the chance, slip in that adjective clause with the which, okay? Which is in the northern part of the province, which is just 2 hours south of this test center, which is also known as the city of festivals. So try to slip in this which for this question of where do you live. The reason why is because it's a good chance to show the examiner right away that you can use adjective clauses. They're looking for that. Adjective clauses means descriptive language, means good English. Okay? So remember this little tip here. Okay? For this question, use which to include an adjective clause. Okay? Show the examiner your command of that part of the English language right away. All right? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay? Okay, next question. Do you have any hobbies? Do you have any hobbies? Okay? It's a very common question. It's a very common icebreaker. Even though you might have heard it a million times, you should still answer it like it's the first time with lots of energy, lots of detail. Okay? Simran Kaur says, yes, I have many hobbies such as watching books, cycling, and sometimes I read books apart from my mandatory curriculum books or school books. And is a little bit awkward, but yeah, okay. All right. Shtal says, if a person has one word name on their passport, then the surname should be included or not. Shtal, say the same name that's on your passport. Okay. Satisfying Time says, yes, sure, I don't only love computer programming. It makes me put my ideas freely into software that people will benefit from, but also I'm fascinated with cycling. Okay, Satisfying Times, it's not bad. Don't overdo it. Okay, so I see how you're giving a reason for why you love computer programming. Just careful not to make mistakes. Okay. Ankit Verma says, I live in Varanasi, which is the second oldest city in the world and the holy city of the Hindu religion, situated in the northeastern part of Uttar Pradesh, India. Ankit, that's a good answer for our previous question, obviously. Okay, Heba Ahmed says, yes, I love to watch movies besides reading, and sometimes I love to watch different kinds of YouTubers. Uh, um, okay, that's good, Heba. I think you had some more there as well. YouTuber people, Heba, they're just called YouTubers these days, like myself, a YouTuber or a YouTube streamer, broadcaster. All right. The Spicy Fist. Gosh, where do some of you come up with these names? The Spicy Fist says, I have many hobbies, most of them being sports. I love practicing Muay Thai, playing soccer with my friends, and running long distance. Now I get the Spicy Fist name coming from Muay Thai, right? Cool, right on. I like Muay Thai. I practiced it for a few years as well. It's a very effective martial art. All right, Monica Lama says, yes, I love to play badminton in the morning because it helps me to stay active all day and reduce unwanted stress, is I believe what it said at the end. Very good. Yeah, we can answer like that. Sure, let me kind of combine some of your ideas into my answer, okay? So yes, I have a few different hobbies. Some that help me relax, like reading mystery novels, and others that keep me in shape, such as running and swimming. I'm currently reading Mystic River, and I just went for a 10K run before coming to this exam. All right. So here is a good answer. Yeah, running can be a hobby. Absolutely, Aisha. Yeah, it's a sport, but it can also be a hobby, especially if you're not competitive. So I think Aisha Khan is asking, can running be a hobby or can swimming be a hobby? Absolutely, especially if it's not competitive. Okay, now be very careful, students. Aisha does have a good question here. What do you do in your leisure time? If you say swimming or running in leisure time, that can be a little bit awkward. So hobby and leisure time can be synonyms or they can be different. Be careful. Leisure time usually means the time when you're relaxing. Okay, so hobbies are tricky that way. Hobbies can be active and they can be more passive as well. Okay, so here we go. Do you have any hobbies? Again, repeat, students. I'm not just reading these for you. I'm hoping that you're speaking and repeating. Do you have any hobbies? Yes, I have a few different hobbies. Notice how I'm using the question. Do you have any hobbies? Yes, I have a few different hobbies. Some that help me relax, like reading mystery novels, and others that keep me in shape, such as running and swimming. I'm currently reading Mystic River, and I just went for a 10K run before coming to this exam. Listening to music, Tynder Singh, can definitely be a hobby, especially if you're a music enthusiast, so you know the names of bands, of singers, of guitar players, you know the songs and so on. Listening to music can be a hobby. Hobby's quite general. Okay. Meet Patel, that is not a speaking question, but it's a good question. Send me an email on it and I will respond or ask it in a writing class. Okay. All right. So you did a good job on these icebreakers. You're feeling confident. You're feeling good about this exam, and the examiner's looking quite satisfied with your answers, although they'll make a poker face to not spoil the fun. And they'll continue with, let's talk about habits. not hobbies, habits. Okay? Here we go. What are some negative habits? Sivjit Sandhu and a couple others are asking about spelling mistakes. Spelling mistakes depends on your mistake. If it confuses the reader, you lose more marks. If it doesn't completely confuse the reader, you lose less marks. So depends on what kind of spelling mistake it is. So what are some negative habits? Habits. All right, I see some good answers coming up. I'll have to go back a little bit. So Monica Lama says negative habits include behaving badly and abusing your friends physically and mentally. Whoa, Monica, I'm really nice to my friends. Why are you telling me that I'm maybe abusing my friends physically and mentally? Students, don't use you in your answer, okay? Especially for a question like this. It's really awkward. Can you imagine? The examiner will kind of, if you say, well, you shouldn't smoke and you shouldn't drink coffee, the examiner might give you one of these. Eyebrow raises are you telling me not to smoke and drink coffee? So don't use you, okay? Avoid that second person voice. I know we do that in speaking. It's not good in an interview, okay? Don't use you, especially for this question. All right? It's just awkward. The examiner knows you're not talking about them, but it's awkward. Okay, it's not good communication. All right. Let's see. Jubril Ogun Sanya says procrastination. Procrastination, Jubril, is a nice word, but you need to give me that in a full sentence, okay? So procrastinating is a bad habit because it leads to underachievement, such as not studying for this IELTS exam. Okay? Meet Patel. I'll give the email at the end of the class. Okay? I gave it at the beginning also. Donald Tran says, I have some bad habits such as staying up late and spending too much time surfing the web without any particular reason. Donald, this isn't your habits. This is just generally speaking. What are some negative habits? So you need to use the present tense, speak in general tense. So Jagjit Singh says, I think that addiction towards drugs is a really bad habit. Jagjit, I agree. Why? Because it's bad for health and it leads to a lack of success. Okay? So give me a little bit more information on that. All right. Gung Kai Ren says, negative habits are those activities that harm people's minds and body, like smoking and gambling. Gung Kai Ren, that's good, okay? I would say the bad habits first. So, some of the most common bad habits include drinking alcohol excessively, smoking tobacco, and addictive gambling, because they have detrimental effects on both a person's mind and body. In fact, more than 1 million people die each year from diseases related to smoking. All right. Now, this is not a lengthy answer, but it's a very complete answer, certainly. You need to be very fluent when you give these kinds of answers. These are the band 9 answers. Okay, students? So again, repeat after me and I will explain why this is a band 9 answer. Okay, so what are some negative habits? Some of the most common bad habits include drinking alcohol excessively, smoking tobacco, and addictive gambling because they have detrimental effects on both a person's mind and body. In fact, more than 1 million people die each year from diseases related to smoking. Okay? Now, you do have to be fluent like that if you're slow. So if you do this, some of the most common bad habits include drinking alcohol excessively, smoking tobacco, and addictive. They might cut you off right there. So right there they might go, okay. They won't say okay. They'll just go, do you have any habits that you want to change? So they'll interrupt you because they feel like you're struggling with your fluency and they don't want you to waste all of your time on one question. So to get complete answers out for the examiner, you have to have fluency. Okay, so you need to build fluency. That comes from practice. That comes from using words that you know. All right, so you have to get it all out. Why is this a band 9? It's descriptive. There's an S here, negative habits. You're giving at least 3: drinking alcohol, smoking tobacco, addictive gambling. You're giving a reason why, because obviously it's a negative habit. You should explain why it's because. You're using a correlative conjunction, both and. As well, you're including quantitative language, 1 million people, and giving a clear example that backs up your explanation. That's a band 9. Okay? Zainab Naif says, some of the worst habits are smoking, sleeping late, and watching Netflix all night because it's harmful on mental and physical health, leads to a decreased quality of life. Zainab, I made some corrections there for you in real time. Make sure to take note of that. Okay. All right. So, any questions about band 9 responses? Is this clear, what I explained with that response? Esra Karauz is asking, can we say using drugs for a question like this? Absolutely. Yeah, the IELTS is not the police, and even then, there's nothing negative about expressing your thoughts that drugs are a negative habit. So, sure, of course you can, Esra. Bounty Singh, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Kisan, definitely. So Kisan says, should we include answers that are common for all of us? Yeah, this question says, what are some negative habits? Not what are your negative habits, right? So this is definitely one where you want to include some general ideas, Kisan. Always think about what would 9 from 10 people say, okay? Tamon is asking, can I try to make the examiner laugh with some jokes or funny lines? No, Taman, don't make the examiner laugh with some funny jokes. Please be serious, okay? You're spending way too much money to blow it on humor, okay? This isn't stand-up comedy entrance exam. This is an IELTS exam. Don't try to make examiners laugh. I've heard other students ask that question, okay? Intentionally harming others is not really, it's bad behavior. It's not necessarily a bad habit. Okay. All right. Okay, students, let's go to the next question. Here we go. Do you have any habits you want to change? So now you get to answer about yourself. So do you have any habits that you want to change? Liba Babu, yeah, shouting at children could be a negative habit. Could be something a person wants to change. Yeah. Hellshot Zero says, yeah, I would love to change my smoking habit because it's leading to bad health. Hellshot, you don't say change my smoking habit. The most common and correct way is quit smoking. Absolutely. I desperately want to quit smoking as soon as possible, since this is having a really bad impact on my health. In fact, I was out of breath coming up the flight of stairs to this room. Okay, so you want to quit smoking, not change smoking. Change smoking, it's understandable, but more natural is quit smoking. You always want to use natural language. Okay. Correction there by Jipoy Musquero. Yes, thank you. All right. Asraar Hidera. Use yourself. Okay, this is about you. So I would say spending a lot of money unnecessarily is one of my bad habits that I would like to change. That one, anybody know what we call a person who spends too much money unnecessarily? Asraar is saying this is a bad habit. I'll read some other ones in a minute as well. So, what is that called? Anybody know when we spend too much money? Spendthrift, wasteful, extravagant. Ah, there we go. Heba Ahmed says it's a shopaholic. Yeah, it's a shopaholic. Yeah. So that would be another one. Okay. Again, a little bit of... I'm a bit of a shopaholic, and I should learn to be more careful with my money. So this is, so overspending is a habit that I plan to break in the near future. Okay, there's a couple of answers for you. All right. Let me see some answers here. So as I said, I'll hop back here. Mariam Zahid says, yes, I'd like to quit my lip biting because it not only makes me look like I'm lacking confidence, but my lips are out of shape. Mariam, okay. Yeah, nail biting, lip biting, those are all bad habits. Gaurav Thakur says, I want to change my daily routine plan as I feel like I'm often lazy. I want to plan my day so that I'm motivated and I'm self-disciplined. Gaurav, that's good. I made a few corrections there. Take notes of those corrections. Just have a look at the timestamp. Spicy Fist says, very much so. First of all, I would like to stop procrastinating and finish assignments earlier so that I can feel better about myself, deliver high quality work, and feel less stressed. Spicy Fist, procrastination, one of the worst aspects of procrastination is a constant feeling of stress. And stress is the #1 killer. So procrastination is a really dangerous negative habit to have. Kaur Simran says, yes, I want to change all of my bad habits. Ironically, I know these are bad for me, yet I don't know how to stop doing them. What bad habits, Coer? You need to tell me your bad habits. Squandering is an interesting word for shopaholic as well. Okay. All right. So again, a couple of answers for you. Repeat after me. Do you have any habits you want to change? Absolutely. I desperately want to quit smoking as soon as possible since this is having a really bad impact on my health. In fact, I was out of breath coming up a flight of stairs to this room. Also, I'm a bit of a shopaholic and I should learn to be more careful with my money. So overspending is a habit that I plan to break in the near future. Again, you get band 9s for this because you're using language well. You're using a lot of natural language. So it's natural to say want to quit smoking. It's natural to say break the habit. Okay, we break habits. And that's how you stop a habit, students, is you break it. You have to be an absolute no, all right? A lot of people, I think, try to break habits by saying, I'll do half as much tomorrow, a quarter as much next week. I'm a little bit more extreme. I believe in the all or none approach. If you want to quit smoking, take your smokes, throw them away, and stop. I know this because I've done it. All right. Here we go. A little bit more towards the positive. Next question. What are positive routine behaviors? Just another way to say habits. Tayinder, yeah, you can use the words near future, sure, in context as long as they make sense. Why not? Okay. What are positive routine behaviors? Sudhar, shopaholic is a person who is addicted to shopping, spending money. Maru, I'm glad you're enjoying this live video. So again, what are positive routine behaviors? Give me some nice answers for that. Satisfying Time says, well, looking in both directions when crossing the road is a good habit, not just for self-protection, but also it's life-saving as 5% of all people die from accidents. Really, Satisfying Times, I didn't know it was that much. All right, Flash says, how much exaggeration should we use, seeing how the bigger, more advanced forms of the words are taken better than good or bad? Flash, stay natural. That's my advice. Don't try to overdo it with vocabulary. Otherwise, it can backfire, especially if your speaking becomes incomprehensible, okay, difficult to understand. All right, Gpoy Musquero says, thanks for teaching us. Signing off, more power to your channel, and we'll definitely get back to your videos tomorrow. Gpoy, it was good having you in class. Thank you for joining and for sharing. Hope to see you tomorrow. Jubril Ogunsanya says, walking my dog routinely helps me and my dog stay in shape. So this would be a good everyday behavior for me. Okay, that works. Just kind of finish it off. Make sure to include the question. Asrar says, spending some time with oneself, meditating, will help a person stay focused and improve concentration, power. Asrar, again, avoid the word you, okay, Asrar? So focus on avoiding that word you or yourself, okay? So spending some time with oneself, such as meditating, helps the person stay focused and improves their concentration power, okay? That will get you higher band scores than saying yourself and you, okay? All right. I'll give an answer. You can keep it simpler. Well, I believe that physical exercise such as swimming and running, as I had mentioned earlier, are absolutely good to have as regular practice. As the saying goes, a healthy body is a healthy mind. All right. Only include sayings or expressions, students, if it makes sense and you're sure that it works. Otherwise, avoid it. You can still get a band 9 without it. Here we go. What are positive routine behaviors? Well, I believe that physical exercise, such as swimming and running, as I had mentioned earlier, are absolutely good to have as regular practice. As the saying goes, a healthy body is a healthy mind. All right. Students, this is a band 9 response as well. Notice what I'm doing here. So here, I'm giving an explanation, example, and answer very smoothly, naturally, and I'm connecting to what I said previously. Remember, and for maybe some of you are new, so you didn't see this, right at the beginning, in the icebreakers, the examiner asked me, do you have any hobbies? And here I said that yes, I do. I have some that keep me in shape, such as running and swimming. Okay? And I said I ran 10K before running to this exam. I didn't forget about that. So when you're relaxed and confident, you're able to keep in mind what you're telling the examiner, and you can make connections to it. So as I had mentioned earlier, okay, so I made a really good connection here with previous information. That's helping my band score go up. Why else do you think this is helping my band score go up? So it's making my band score go up for 2 reasons. One, it's giving cohesion and coherence to my speech because I'm connecting between my ideas. Why else is that one helping my band score go up beyond that cohesion or that connection? Okay? While somebody answers, I wish you good luck, Parvinder, on your 10th of August exam. Make sure to check out our premium course, Parvinder. It's worth spending a couple bucks for all that information. As I had mentioned before, is not an idiom. Okay, or as I had mentioned earlier, is not an idiom. It is somewhat of complex grammar, see Oguz. So it is kind of complex grammar. Tyner says it's natural speech. It is somewhat, but there's another reason there. What grammar is that? What grammar? Yeah, that's it. So Hanzawe Awe says it's using past perfect. Indeed, yeah, I'm using past perfect. So as I had mentioned earlier, I'm using past perfect in real time. Using past perfect in real time like that in speech shows a high command of the English language. Okay, I'm not just using past perfect for some past information that I have practiced, but I'm using it in real-time natural speech. Okay, so that's helping my score go up. All right, so we have a few more questions here. Do you have any of these? So this would be a follow-up to these positive routine behaviors. Here's another one. Have people's habits changed in the last 10 years in your country? Have people's habits changed? That's an interesting question. When is a good time to change a habit? That's a good question too. And that's the last question. Students, I will leave these last 3 questions for you to do on your own. Use your phone, record on MP3, or your computer. Use your computer mic, record an MP3 for these last 3 questions. Send it to me by email. My email address is, somebody was asking earlier, Adrian, Adrian, at aehelp.com. When you send me your MP3, I'll listen to it and I will respond with a band score estimate. So I will let you know how you would probably score for those responses, okay? Again, students, there is a new speaking interview video with the candidate from India on our channel. She does a fantastic job. Her topics include talking about movies and the home, which are very common topics. They're good practice topics. Check that out. Check that new video out. And most of all, visit our websites. Do yourself a favor. Spend a couple dollars. Learn the correct strategies. Get the right materials and truly increase your band scores. aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general version of the exam. Those websites, they look like this. For the general, green background, click that red button. For the academic, blue background, click that red button there. Thank you so much, students, for commenting, watching. Lots of students today in this class, I believe over 2,000 in the 1 hour. I hope you found this information helpful. If you have questions and I didn't see them or I didn't get to them, please just send me an email and I will answer you. You're very welcome, Rohit. You're very welcome, Pochu. You're very welcome, C. Oguz. Have a great rest of your day. If it's late in your country, sweet dreams. Wake up tomorrow fresh, energized, ready to tackle another day. Bye for now.